Hello, I'm Tom King, founder of the Fundación Borincana. We're a nonprofit formed to better enable the transformation of the energy infrastructure of Puerto Rico, key infrastructure upon which its future stability and prosperity depends. I thought this short video would be a good way for people to get to know me and for me to communicate what I and the Fundación are bringing to Puerto Rico. I serve on the boards of several nonprofits, but starting a nonprofit has been a new and enlightening experience for me. My career spans over 30 years in the private sector and includes decades of investment banking, private equity, project finance, and business development. Aggregate transaction values that I honestly stopped counting at $25 billion years ago, and experience in developed and emerging countries on every populated continent. And all of this in almost every way was connected with energy. So that tells you something about me, but provides no context. More to the point, how does that help Puerto Rico or the things that the Fundación is working to achieve? Well, years of credit structuring and market development has provided insights on how to create scalable, replicable solutions to overcome market deficiencies. Deep networks built over time provide a means to construct and implement those solutions effectively. Puerto Rico's credit markets and investment pathways are significantly underdeveloped. If we want to see resiliency and an accelerating penetration of distributed, renewable, and sustainable energy, we have to fix this using all the tools we can. Creating credit measurement and monitoring capabilities is one way. Establishing a PACE program, for example, is another. And yet another is buyer aggregation. An effective way to achieve the latter is through the formation of electric cooperatives. We identified this opportunity early on and began working with different groups and teams in this area. Now, have I ever started an electric cooperative? No. Have I ever established a PACE program? No. But I was an early investor in PACE and helped start one of the leading market companies. And I understand the cooperative business model and the advantages of scale, visibility, and creditworthiness it brings. And I know more people with deep experience in these fields who can help. Years spent advising on and financing privatizations and large-scale infrastructure for the private sector and governments in both developed and emerging markets has underlined the importance of strong and transparent legal and regulatory framework to support a stable and sustainable environment for investment and growth. Confirmed my view, our view, that government must create the conditions to crowd in the private sector investment. Years spent investing in renewable energy companies, developments, and technologies has led to further understanding of the importance of consistency, visibility, scale, and liquidity in attracting smart, reliable capital, as well as a good understanding of what it will take to accumulate capital for investment in Puerto Rico. Of course, I could go on. There are and are going to be fantastic investment opportunities around energy transformation in Puerto Rico. But there are too many gaps in individual, institutional, and market capacities that need to be addressed contemporaneously with investment. This requires that there be a philanthropic actor to bridge those gaps. The Fundación Borincana is one such organization. No soy Boricua. I am not Puerto Rican. Nevertheless, I have an intellectual and emotional connection with the island. Several years ago, I was part of a national energy security study that surveyed Puerto Rico's energy system vulnerability to natural disasters. I made strong friendships that are still with me. And when Maria struck, I knew the tragedy that would unfold as a result of the collapse of the energy system, and then the cascade failure of every other system that relies on it. Now, unfortunately, disaster response is not my competency. Instead, I began immediately to focus on actions that would drive energy transformation in Puerto Rico and lead to the development of a modern, resilient, distributed energy infrastructure that would mitigate the tragic effects of future storms. Storms made stronger and more frequent by climate change. We are focused on an energy system for the 21st century, supporting a stable and prosperous Puerto Rico, a Puerto Rico with real energy security, whose experience now and in the future becomes an example for the entire world to follow. There is one simple truth I've come to understand, and I hope others will as well. An investment in Puerto Rico's energy future is an investment in the future of our planet.